viewers, welcome back. My name is Adiola Fayeun, and we're still covering other African countries apart from Nigeria. And right now, we'd like to talk about the upcoming elections in Ethiopia. On the 24th of this month, Ethiopians will hold an election to choose the next ruling party, and that party will choose the prime minister and the president as well. And to talk to us today about the upcoming election in Ethiopia is Ephrem Madebo. He is the PRO of Ginbot 7, that is Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, which has actually been banned in Ethiopia. He's joining us via Skype from DC. Mr. Ephrem, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you for having me, Adiola.
Sure. Okay, so what do you expect in this coming election, and how is Ethiopia preparing?
What do you expect? Basically, absolutely nothing. Before I go there, I just want really to say something about Nigerians, including you and the entire Nigerian people around the world. I really want to congratulate them for really seeing a peaceful transfer of power for the first time. And then I believe that will be a sign for the rest of Africa, especially for the second most populous country, Ethiopia. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The next Ethiopian election, basically, I do expect nothing. Even the government itself expects nothing. The election is a damn thing. We know what's coming. It's the same thing that we had for the last 24 years. The PRDF has already demolished the competition. There is no competition. Parties that would have probably made some noise have already been silenced. Some parties, for example, the Blue Party leader, the chairman, cannot even participate in the election. He's banned. He's a party leader, and his party is in the election, but at the meantime, he's banned. So basically, Ethiopians know what the outcome is. This is pure Russian-like election where the outcome is known ahead of the election.
Wow. And speaking of parties, we've been reading a lot about harassment and unlawful detentions, especially by people of the Blue Party and the Democratic Party. What can you say about this?
Basically, there are vitally the Blue Party in the last 1 or probably close to 2 years have been a voice of many Ethiopians, and then have been like a different kind of voice. They basically in Ethiopia there has been a fear for probably 20-25 years. Ever since Meles Zenawi came to power, Ethiopia has been a land of fear. I think they have kind of broken that fear and then started challenging the ruling regime. Because of that, they're paying a huge price for that. They've been harassed. Basically, they are in, if you know, the central prison, which we call Maklawi. Most of their members and leaders, and even the day-to-day members of the party are there. Blue Party basically has been, maltreated in Ethiopia. The regime, the TPLF regime, basically, they want this party and other parties that may have challenged them to be quiet. In this election, they want them to be quiet. Because of that, they basically banned the UDJ party, or split it in. The UDJ was split into two. One went to the APRDF, the other basically joined Blue Party. And then there was the All Ethiopian Union Party, the same thing. They split it into two. One is basically fighting and for existence. The other just joined the ruling party. Basically, there is no opposition that even challenges the APRDF. And this is not a coincidence. They made it purposely not to be challenged.
Wow. Okay, so you're saying that you can attest to the fact that there has been some harassment going on in unlawful detention. I'm trying to know if you're agreeing with some of the articles that I've been reading. They're all suggesting that the current ruling party has 100% control of the government. Is this true in any way, or would you dispute this?
I think that's an understatement to me. The TPLF, basically the TPLF, which is the nucleus of the EPRDF, it is a party, it is a state, and it's a government. Basically, it is a big economic institution too. So it is basically everything in Ethiopia, and then it can do everything it wants in Ethiopia. It can take Ethiopia from A to Z, from Z to A, or whatever it wants.
Wow. Okay, my understanding is that in 2010, only one opposition lawmaker won a seat in the country's parliament. Do you expect something to be different? Do you expect a difference this year in terms of opposition members winning seats in the parliament?
The TPLF party leaders, the entire group is, sometimes they are unpredictable. You don't really know what they do. But I suspect that probably to look like democratic, to look like that the election was contested, to look like that they are opening the political space in Ethiopia, they may give some chairs, some parliament seats to some, opposition leaders that are loyal to them. Mind you, I already told you about the split of two parties. One of the split, just disappeared. The other joined the DPL, the ruling. Not actually joined, but it sided them. So those party leaders that sided them,
I see.
They may get some parliamentary seats.
I see. The interesting thing is that to so many people outside Ethiopia, though, this is not a picture that a lot of people are painting or seeing. For example, Wendy Sherman of the State Department recently said that this is an election that she's expecting to be free, fair, that she believes this is an election that would go well, but you're saying otherwise, that it's actually one party monopolizing the government.
Wendy Sherman definitely, she said that. I think probably two things. Maybe she forgot what her own department writes, the human report of the annual human rights report of the U.S. State Department, what that writes about Ethiopia. Maybe she did not read it, or she doesn't even know that. And to me, she actually sounded more like the Ethiopian government spokesperson than the American government undersecretary. She said that the Ethiopian election got improved from time to time.
Yeah.
Actually, the Ethiopian election got from worst to worst. I don't know what improved means to her. And then she said Ethiopia is a democracy. Her own report says that Ethiopia is a land where there is arbitrary killing. Ethiopia is a land where there is no free speech. Ethiopia is a land where the opposition has no space. These are words by the State Department, her own department. So I don't know what democracy means to her in the existence of this, and then in the existence of arbitrary killing and arbitrary arrest.
I see. Just before we go, though, I know that it's been a year now that Andagacho Tsige, also a leader of Ginbot 7, was arrested and has been in prison in Ethiopia without any trial. Have you heard anything about this?
Not directly. Recently, I think recently, as recent probably last week or before, the British embassy in Ethiopia had access to him. I think this is probably, if I'm not mistaken, the third access to him. That's the only thing we know. The British, definitely the embassy goes there. We don't even know in detail what the embassy does, what they ask him, and then what he says to them. But we just get the news that the British embassy had visited America. I think
have you been in touch with him? Are you able to communicate with him? Do we know his medical state and how he's doing in general?
As an organization, we can't and we don't do that. We have never done that. In fact, we can't even make a call to Ethiopia as a Ginbot 7 member. This is just basically a crime.
Oh, wow.
But the British embassy, they whenever the embassy meets him, they tell his family, who are in London, his wife and children are in, and then his brother are in London, and then they tell his family that he is healthy. That's basically information we get from them.
I see. Ephrem, we're going to try to see if we can get someone from the TPLF, someone from the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, who is the party that is in power right now. If we're able to get that person, are you willing to come back on the show in case they want to have a debate with, because you are like a voice of the opposition right now. So is that something that you will consider doing?
Absolutely. Anytime, anywhere.
All right, so definitely viewers who would reach out to the ruling party just to hear their side of the story, because so far the spokesman for the ruling party, that is Desta Tesfao, he has completely dismissed all these allegations that we just talked about today. But Sahara TV will reach out to see if we can hear their side of the story. But before I let you go, Ephrem, what kind of Ethiopia are you dreaming of? What would you like to see your country become?
Basically, the first thing in Ethiopia, I mean, as an Ethiopian, what I want is I want to see the Ethiopian people be masters of their own destiny. I want Ethiopians to go to the poll and then have a voice. Now, we need you and we don't need you, just like Nigeria did. And then I want the other party too, just like Goodland Jonathan gave power. I mean, he basically called him. That's the first time in Africa, you know, a loser calls the winner and then congratulates. I want to see that in Ethiopia. And then I want Ethiopia to, I mean, Ethiopia is a very important country in Africa. I mean, next to Nigeria is the second most populous black country on earth. So I want economic prosperity, equality, freedom, and more than anything, I really want justice in Ethiopia. There has never been justice in Ethiopia.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ephrem. We really appreciate you coming on the show today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Sure. All right. That has been Ephrem Madebo, the PR of Ginbot 7, that is Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front. And I just realized that I've been missing that party up with TPLF. I really apologize about that. But like I said, next week we will reach out to TPLF to hear their side of the story. Stay tuned. We have much more to come.